Yes, boys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'll be breaking down UFC Atlantic City, Manon Fiorot taking on Erin Blanchfield in the main event. But before we do that, let's recap UFC Vegas 89 from a betting perspective. And also, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you are new. Comment if you disagree or agree with some of my predictions down in the comments below. We've been crushing it this year, and we're almost at 1k subs. I think we're at like 10 away from 1k. We're at 990, I think. So if you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, it really helps out the channel massively, man. Knows that you let me know I'm doing good with my predictions, and I think I am. My record is 60.77 units already this year. One of the most, I would say we are one of the best informed free handicappers, a person that gives out free bets in MMA right now. I don't see anyone doing it like us right now in MMA who gives out free bets. So I'm very happy with how we're doing this year, and up 111.74 units already this year. So we're absolutely crushing it. Our ROI is very high this year, and yeah, we're just going to continue this trend going into UFC Atlantic City. But yeah, let's recap UFC Vegas 89 from a betting perspective. And also, guys, there was one comment who said, "Oh, you're an idiot for picking Jarno Aaron's." Bro, you need to do more research on these cards, man. Some of these picks, bro, I'll leave it right somewhere on the screen right now. Yeah, that was funny. Julian Arusa and Jarno Aaron's both won, and the guy said, "You need to do more research. Why are you picking them, bro?" Which was very funny. But yeah, Rose Namajunas, good bet. Won that pretty clearly, 4-1, 3-2. Yeah, I'm very happy with that bet. I just knew that she'd be the crispier striker, probably get some takedowns, reverse positions on the ground. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So very happy with that. Justin Tafa decides to throw head kicks against a wrestler, decides to throw knees against a wrestler. Very interesting strategy right there. This is why we need IQ tests on the tape, like what the MMA guru says. Yeah, we actually do, man, because these guys just, I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing. Beating him on the feet with his hands, rocking Carl Williams every time he touches him on the chin, but decides to throw head kicks where a wrestler can just catch it and take him down, which is very interesting. But yeah, not a bad bet overall. Would bet it again, and that fight just doesn't go like that most times. I feel like Justin Tafa could at least win 4 out of the 10 times that they fight. So yeah, not a bad bet overall. Emmers Shabazian, that was a bit of a worry, man. This was a big swing in the night for us. We could have lost a lot of money if Emmers Shabazian lost there, because I had a parlay on him with Corey Anderson and a big money line bet at 2.5 units. So bit of a slow start for Edmund there. I think he was just caught off guard. Bit of a slow start, and then as soon as he kind of got wobbled, it just seemed like he woke himself up. Really, it seems like he got himself back in the fight, found the takedown, recovered, got back up, and yeah, just put on AJ Dobson. So very okay bet there, not the best at -170, but I'll take it, man. Cameron Simon, I mean, I had some of my I wouldn't say some of my best bets, but very good bets in this card, and probably my worst bets I've ever placed on MMA. I'm not even joking. Some of the worst bets I've ever placed on MMA, coming in 3 consecutive losses. I mean, it was so weird. Cameron Simon got absolutely dog walked, man. Just an incredible performance from Peyton Talbot. This guy's going to be a future contender for sure in the bantamweight division. A guy that we should all be looking out on. His pressure, his cardio, his volume, his got solid enough power. It seems like he has okay, get up game. He is a bit hittable, which is a bit of a worry, when he's coming up against elite of the elite eventually. But he only is 24, man. He's going to be improving every single training camp, and you can see the improvements from camp to camp. So yeah, this guy's going to be legit, man. Billy Quarantillo, I said to you guys in my best bets video, do not be tailing this bet, and that's exactly why. I placed it on Monday. I felt good about it on Monday, and then it's like around Thursday, Wednesday, I just hated the bet. I did a bit more, and I never do this. This never happens. This isn't like a trend that happens. This is just one off. I think this is the first time I've ever felt like this. Placing a good big bet on someone and then finally saying, "Oh, this bet sucks." I've never felt like that, but I felt like that with Billy Q, and I did tell you guys, don't be betting Billy Q this weekend, even at dog value. I just hated the bet as the week went on, and I just hated the way the line was moving. So yeah, pretty terrible bet. Yusuf Zalal just dominated him every single aspect of the sport. Very impressive performance from Yusuf Zalal. Luis Puello, I'm not. Even, it was a terrible bet. It was an awful bet, I'll be honest, at 2 units. We lost 2 units there. But I'll be honest, I'm not going to beat myself up about this. Fernando Padilla looked the best he's ever looked. I can't really, predict that, man. I can't really predict Fernando Padilla completely changing his style, to be an outside guy. Usually he's a guy who sits in the pocket with his guard that's only defending his chin and throws hooks in the inside, never uses his reach whatsoever. So, yeah, I'm not going to beat myself up about that bet, man. Just a very impressive performance. Used his tools very well. Used his reach very well. So it is what it is. Very impressive performance from Fernando Padilla in that matchup. Trey Ogden knew Kurhulaba had zero takedown defense. Said that Trey Ogden would be able to get on top, and that's exactly what it did. Easy money right there. Julian Arusa, I said this bet could go either way. It could be a very bad bet or it could be a very good bet, and that's exactly how it played out. It looked very bad. He got rocked early on and then beat Ricardo Ramos by guillotine in the first round. Very, very crazy first round, that. Just like the Emmers in round one. So yeah, Miles Johns, people were acting like Cody Gibson's going to Merab Dvalishvili his way to a victory here with his cardio, and I was saying, do you guys watch tape, or am I the only one, or am I blind or something? Like, Cody Gibson literally slows down in every single fight he's ever had that's gone to decision. I don't know what we're doing here. It's not like he's a guy that weaponizes cardio, and I knew that I should have played more, man. I knew it was so obvious. Miles Johns has the wrestling to take Cody Gibson down. Cody Gibson didn't have the best takedown defense, doesn't really have the best get-up game when he's on bottom, and on the feet, he doesn't really, he leaves himself wide open at times, walks forward into big shots, and slows down as well. So he's not a guy that would have put on the pace that is needed to be a guy like Miles Johns over the course of 15 minutes. So yeah, I'm beating myself up by only laying 2 units on that. I should have let at least 2.5 to win 2, but whatever, it is what it is. We will learn from that. We learn inner wins and inner losses, so it is what it is. Jorno Aaron's plus 170 on Stephen Wynn, one of my best dog bets probably off the year. I mean, he absolutely dominated him. 30-27 across the board. Dropped him, I think it was 3 separate times or 2. Very, very impressive performance. And then Randon, I said that, Jorno Aaron's didn't have to be perfect, while Stephen Wynn had to be perfect, because he just doesn't have the power to hurt a guy like Jorno Aaron's, and that's exactly how it played out. I said that Jorno Aaron's, could make mistakes, but he would land on Stephen Wynn and find a KO victory, but it was a decision. So yeah, very, very tough guy Stephen Wynn is, man. This guy is very tough, can take a big shot on the chin, and yeah, just a very impressive performance from Jorno Aaron's there. Hope he continues that, more output, more aggressive style on the feet. Montserrat Rendon, I didn't watch this fight. I mean, I was doing something else, bro. I couldn't watch this fight. As soon as the first, I watched the first 3 minutes of the fight and just stopped watching it, man. I couldn't watch this fight any longer, even though I had a bout. It was disgusting to watch. But yeah, Montserrat Rendon, I heard that she got robbed, so it is what it is. I'm not going to cry about it. We got lucky with our Christian Rodriguez bet last week, cashing against Isaac Dulgarian there. So yeah, pretty good bet at plus 187. Good bets, you can still lose, and that was a good bet if people thought she won. So yeah, overall pretty good bets. It's pretty okay bets. I wouldn't say it's our greatest night, man. And then these bets that I do give out on Twitter, you guys on YouTube, you guys don't really have to worry about these bets unless you want to tail me on Twitter, because these bets are the best bets on MMA. We actually lost 4.8 units. That's very surprising. This bet absolutely screwed us, man. If this bet cashes, we're down like 0.4 units on the night. Reason being, under 30.5 significant strikes round 1, it cashed over by 1. So yeah, 39 strikes round 1 they landed. It doesn't say round 1, but it was round 1. Very annoyed with that. And then Ahmed Shabazian gets a round 1 victory. If he literally gets in the round 2, he's gonna land over 8 strikes. He landed I think it was 32, I'm pretty sure, or 31, 9 or 8 strikes he could have landed in round 2, which he definitely would have if AJ Dobson survived. But it is what it is. Not gonna cry about it. These bets are the most profitable bets. I'd rather lose on these bets than these bets all day, because these are the best most of you guys can tail on, they're most accessible, because these bets are only on Bet365. They drop around 12 p.m. UK time. I'm not worried, man. Even though we lost here on the night overall, we're down like 2.1 units overall. I'm not going to cry about it, man. I'm not going to cry about it, because, like I said, these are the most profitable bets. 36% ROI over 37 bets, man. These are insane. These are absolute cheat code bets. The best bets in MMA. I beat so much line movement. I think every single bet I placed, I had a positive cash out. So it's just one of those nights, man. One of those nights where I just got a bit unlucky. So it is what it is. Not going to cry about it. Like I said, we're up 60 something units already this year. 111.74 units overall. So yeah, we're still, we lost small. I remember winning big. And that's the most important part of the process to beating the books. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown video. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Peace. Actually, wait. Yeah, stay tuned for my best bets video on Friday. We've been absolutely crushing it on the moneyline side and on this side as well. Yes, we lost a bit, but overall, it is what it is. We're not going to cry about it, man, because like I said, these are the most profitable bets in MMA, and it won't stop us from cashing. I will see you in the next one. Peace. And our first fight night is going to be Landwehr taking on Jamall Emmers. I don't actually think this will be the first fight night. I'm pretty sure it's just Topology. They haven't updated, or the UFC haven't posted the bout schedule. So I doubt this will be the first fight of the night, but it is on Topology, so I'm just going to do it in order of Topology. So, yeah, Landwehr versus Jamall Emmers. Very, very interesting fight here. Landwehr is a guy that has insane pressure, insane pace, good wrestling. Not the best wrestling, but it's good. It's solid enough. I wouldn't say it's the best top pressure or anything, but his cardio, he weaponizes cardio, man, over the 15 minutes and just puts it on you over the 15 minutes with the pressure, with the wrestling, with the constant strikes, with the constant output. And yeah, just a hard guy to keep off you if you don't have any power or good striking on the back foot. But Jamall Emmers, I think, has him covered in this matchup. Jamall Emmers has nice straight shots, very technical on the feet, way more technical than Landwehr, who's just kind of pumping out volume instead of trying to keep it technical down the pipe type shots. Jamall Emmers also has very good defensive wrestling, sitting at 90% takedown defense. So yeah, I do like Jamall Emmers in this matchup. I think that on the back foot, he is going to be able to tag Landwehr. He doesn't really cut many angles when coming in. So yeah, I think that Jamall Emmers is going to be able to piece Landwehr up when coming into the the pocket. And yeah, I think that Jamall Emmers has him covered at range with the some of the leg kicks he throws, some of the 1-2s he throws, the takedown defense that he has. And yeah, I think Jamall Emmers is pretty underrated, man. I don't think he's fully reached his potential in the UFC, and I don't think he ever will, because he's getting up there in age now. 34 years old, coming 35 in 4 months. This guy's taken on very good competition in the UFC. He should have beat Jack Jenkins, man. What a robbery decision that was. I had Emmers live at plus 170 going into round 3. Insane. I beat the Ashkelov guy, the fraud. He was 23-0. Destroyed Dennis Buzukja, dropped Pat Sabatini, and then went to the ground with him after dropping him. Insane. Then it got his knee completely torn apart. Was out for over, I think it was 2 years, a year and a half. Yeah, very poor fight IQ by Jamall Emmers there. But yeah, man, I do think he is very good. Almost beat Giga Chikadze, lost by split decision. So I do think Jamall Emmers is going to be the better fighter on the feet here and will win this fight by decision. I don't think he'll put away a guy like Landwehr on the feet. This guy's very tough, very durable. And yeah, give me Jamall Emmers by decision. Land the harder shots, the cleaner shots, to be the better striker, defend the takedowns from Landwehr, and just, yeah, win this fight purely based on damage. Jamall Emmers by decision. 30-27 or 29-28 decision in this matchup. On our next fight is going to be Melissa Gatto taking on Victoria Dudakova. Melissa Gatto, her striking is very, very poor in my opinion. I just don't like the way she moves. I don't like the way she strikes. I just don't really like anything about her on the feet, to be honest. I think her grappling is very good. I think take a girl's back like Tracy Cortez, that's very impressive to do, man. Get on top of Tracy Cortez and transition into dominant positions against a girl like her. That's very impressive. But yeah, I'm not really high on her in the striking aspect. Her output is decent, but honestly, I think that she's a BJJ or get on top or bust type fighter here. I don't really think her wrestling is good either. I think she went let me actually just check. I think it was 0 for 7 on takedowns. Yeah, it was 0 for 7 against Ariana Lipski, who has improved a lot, and I do think Ariana Lipski is a bit has better takes on defense than Victoria Dudakova, who did look pretty bad on bottom in her last fight against Loughran, who actually bet at like plus 380 or something. It was actually a pretty good bet for plus 380, but honestly, I think the striking difference is going to be a big factor in this matchup. I think that Victoria Dudakova will be landing the harder strikes. She'll be landing the more impactful strikes. She's going to be the more technical female on the feet, and I just like her on the feet. I like her at plus 140, whatever she's at now, so I'm going to go with the dog in this matchup. Victoria Dudakova to land the harder strikes, to be the more active striker on the feet, and just have the better in and out movement as well. I think the footwork will be a big factor on how she's able to evade Melissa Gatto's strikes on the feet, because a lot of them are arm punches, a lot of them are telegraphed, and I think that Victoria Dudakova will be able to just see those coming and counter them. So yeah, I'm going to go Victoria Dudakova by decision in this matchup. And our next fight is going to be Aslan. Oh my gosh, couldn't say that. Anton Turkalj. Very interesting fight. This is a rematch from their fight, I think it was 4 years ago now. Let me actually check that. Yeah, well, 3.5 years ago. But honestly, Ibu Aslan, I am not high in this guy whatsoever. I think he's just a big powerhouse, a guy that has big power, big kicks. A lot of it is just throwing big power in every single thing he throws. And yeah, I'm not really high, and his cardio it seems pretty bad from their first fight that they had. This is a rematch. He lost the first fight, and I'm probably going to be picking Anton Turkalj in this matchup. I think that Ibu Aslan, if he doesn't find the finish in the first round, I think that Anton Turkalj takes over and wins this fight all day, every day. Anton Turkalj, I actually seen someone saying, oh, his chin's a bit suspect. I'm in the opposite of this, to be honest. I think that Anton Turkalj's chin is pretty good. Yes, he got destroyed by Tyson Pedro, but Tyson Pedro's a guy that's very accurate on the feet, pretty technical at striking, does so down, but he is very technical. He picks his shots really well on the feet, and I just don't think Ibo is that kind of striker. Anton Turkalj is very open on the feet, extremely open, very hittable. His chin's all the way up in the air, but he does take some big shots on the chin. Hey, look at Vitor Petrino, went to decision with that guy. That guy is he's built like a refrigerator, that dude. So, this guy has a good chin on him. I wouldn't say it's like a terrible chin. Lost to Jelton Almeida. I mean, that guy's insane at grappling. No, just, you can't really say anything about that. Lost to Jelton Almeida, lost to Vitor Petrino, and lost to Tyson Pedro. Tyson Pedro isn't great, but he's not bad. And I think that Ibu Aslan's a big step down in competition. How he beat him in the first fight is basically, he weathered the early storm, lost the first round, but Ibu Aslan was absolutely cooked, bro. He was so gassed. He was breathing out of his mouth, trying to just suck up the air, leaving no air for anyone else after in the cage, dude. That guy was absolutely gas. I think that Anton Turkalj can weather the early storm once again and win the fight the exact same way as he won their first meeting. So I'm going to go with Anton Turkalj at plus money. Give me plus money all day in this matchup. Anton Turkalj by I'm going to go submission again, round 2, rear naked choke, exactly how he beat him the first time. Love Anton Turkalj in this matchup. The pleasure, man. And our next fight is going to be Julio Arce taking on Herbert Burns. Let's just keep this short and sweet. Julio Arce should win this fight. He is the better striker. I think he has the takedown defense to stop a guy like Herbert Burns from getting takedowns and getting on top and potentially submitting him pretty early on. I think he has the cardio edge. I think he has the longer strikes, the better strikes. He's the more active striker, the better defensively. On the feet. And Herbert Burns on the other hand, this guy is submission or bust. I mean, this guy is literally submission or bust round 1. If you're going to play Herbert Burns, I'd play him by submission round 1. That's the only way you're going to be able to really play this guy. The money line really isn't worth it, in my opinion. This guy has zero cardio, zero dog in him. Just he quits whenever he's showing adversity in the fight, like he was showing against who was it, Bill Algeo, I'm pretty sure, almost 2 years ago, a year and 8 months ago. So Yeah, this guy's an absolute quitter. I think that Julio Arce should win. He's had a bit of a long layoff as well. Yeah, over a year now. Julio Arce, since he's fought, I actually bet Montel Jackson, I'm pretty sure, in that fight. Yeah, I did. I'm pretty sure I did bet Montel Jackson in that fight. But yeah, Herbert Burns, I just don't really see him winning this fight. I think he's too one-dimensional for this matchup, and I think that Julio Arce is good enough to stop the takedowns, to stop the potential submission threat of Herbert Burns early on and win this fight, probably by second or third round TKO when, Herbert Burns looks for a while out. So yeah, give me Julio Arce by second round TKO in this matchup. And our next fight is going to be Angel Pacheco taking on Caolan Loughran, hometown hero for me. Angel Pacheco, this guy is very, very active on this feet. Constant volume. This guy is an absolute dog, as he showed against Danny Silva. Danny Silva is very good, man. I bet Danny Silva against Kulabal, and yeah, that guy's an absolute dog. So no shame in losing the guy with the boxing, with the pressure, and with the cardio and the pace that Danny Silva puts on. In that fight, he took some big shots, got wobbled multiple times, showed off his chin, showed off his durability, showed off his heart. He wanted to win that fight so bad, and yeah, Dana signed him even on the loss. So yeah, this guy, I do like him, but I don't like him in this matchup. I think that Caolan will have the forward pressure. We seen in Angel Pacheco's last fight, he was trapped against defense many times against Danny Silva, and I think that Caolan Loughran has the type of pressure, the type of cardio, the type of wrestling to beat a guy like Angel Pacheco. Caolan didn't really look the best against, who was it? I'm trying to think. It was the French dude, Taylor Lapilus in his last fight. He didn't really look the best, but honestly, I think that, Taylor Lapilus was just a hard guy. I think that Taylor Lapilus has a better footwork than Angel Pacheco, doesn't really get trapped as much against defense, and I think that Caolan Loughran will be able to trap Angel Pacheco against the fence, look for takedowns, and win this fight by decision. And this guy's an absolute dog, though, Angel Pacheco, so you can't count this guy out. But I feel like Caolan Loughran is a pretty safe parlay piece for this week, and I do think he wins this fight pretty clearly by decision. So yeah, pretty confident in my boy Caolan Loughran in this fight. So yeah, Caolan Loughran by decision. And our next fight is going to be Conor Matthews taking on Denis Buzukja. This is a very interesting matchup, and a matchup that I'm looking to bet. Conor Matthews, a guy that has very good grappling, decent enough takedowns, but does slow down as the fight goes on, as he did against Francis Marshall, I'm pretty sure, it was a year and a half ago. But his last matchup, he showed very, very tough, grit to bite down on his mouth guard, keep going, and win that fight by decision against a very good prospect in Yair Farias. I'm pretty sure I'm betting that guy, so yeah, pretty bad bet for me there. But Conor Matthews, I just feel like he's a bit one-dimensional. I don't really like his striking that much. I think that his wrestling is okay, but I would say his grappling is his best aspect. Most of his wins coming by submission, not really that dangerous on the feet, pretty pillow-fisted. But honestly, I do think that Denis Buzukja will have him covered in this matchup. Denis Buzukja 0-2 in the UFC so far, but, those two fights, I just didn't really feel, the Sean Woodson fight, he is a bit of I'm pretty sure he's a pretty bad human being. I'm pretty sure he, what was he? He attacked someone for no reason. He was a bully or something. He attacked, he was picking on someone and just assaulted the guy. So yeah, pretty terrible human being. But Denis Buzukja, I think that the first fight he had, Sean Woodson, was 7 months ago on short notice, had to cut like 20 pounds or something, I'm pretty sure, in like 4 days, whatever the post was about. Steamroller Frivola posted it. And then Jamall Emmers, Jamall Emmers is levels above Conor Matthews in basically every single aspect apart from maybe BJJ. But yeah, I think that Denis Buzukja is going to be able to keep this fight on the feet for the most part, and be the more active striker, be the better striker, land the better shots, just win this fight over 15 minutes. I think that this is a bit of like a Dana White Contender Series type fight, to be honest. Both these guys coming from Dana White Contender Series, even though I don't think Denis Buzukja actually got a contract, I'm pretty sure, from his Dana White Contender Series fight. Let me actually check that. But he lost on Dana White Contender Series? I thought he won. Yeah, he did. He did. Okay, he lost the first time, won the second time. I was confused. Wait, what? Yeah. This is a bit of a Dana White Contender Series type fight, and I do think that Denis Buzukja is going to be able to have the success on the feet, have the defensive capabilities, wrestling, and win this fight by decision with his striking. The cleaner striker, the better striker, the more active striker, and I think he has the cardio advantage to win this fight for 15 minutes. So yeah, give me Denis Buzukja by decision in this matchup. And our next fight is going to be Andrei Petroski taking on Jacob Malkoun. This is a very interesting fight. Andrei Petroski is going to have, the dangerous submission ability in this fight. Andrei Petroski, not very good on the feet, very, very stiff with, he's just very stiff on the feet, to be honest. Not really the best striker, not really the biggest power on the feet. He did drop Gerald Meerschaert on the feet, but, that's Gerald Meerschaert, man, and he does slow down as the fight goes on. His cardio isn't actually the worst cardio I've ever seen. It's not terrible, but, if he's fighting a guy like Jacob Malkoun, who does utilize cardio, weaponize cardio over the 15 minutes, I do think that Jacob Malkoun will be able to win this fight over the 15 minutes if it goes to decision. Andrei Petroski, very dangerous on the mat, won multiple submission grappling matches. You can just tell the guy's very dangerous on the mat. The way he destroyed a guy like Wellington Turman on the mat, beating a guy like Maximov. He is very good on the mat, even though he's not really that good overall, but yeah, you can just tell this guy's very dangerous on the mat. Lost to Michel Pereira, who's, that's just a very hard matchup for him, man. A guy with very good movement, a guy with very good, takedown defense, a guy with good grappling and good power on the feet. So I'm not really holding anything against him. And he took that fight on short notice as well. So yeah, I'm not really going to hold that against him coming into this fight. Jacob Malkoun, on the other hand, basically a wrestler in MMA. Wrestling, he weaponizes his cardio. I wouldn't say he's really good anywhere. I think his best aspect is going to be his cardio in this fight, but I would say shooting takedowns against a guy like Andrei Petroski, entering those kind of scrambling situations against a guy like Andrei Petroski is a bit of a worry in this fight. I would say Jacob Malkoun is the better striker. I think he will be able to weaponize his cardio in this fight, but I could see him getting submitted pretty early on here. But honestly, I'm going to go with Jacob Malkoun by decision in this fight. I think, like I said, he will be able to weaponize his cardio. He will have the cardio advantage coming into this fight, and I do think that he will be able to win this over the 15 minutes. So yeah, give me Jacob Malkoun by decision. Weaponize his striking on the feet. Maybe look for some takedowns later in the fight. I wouldn't advise him to do it early on because, like I said, Andrei Petroski is very good at scrambling, very good at finding submissions. So yeah, off his back and stuff. So give me Jacob Malkoun by decision in this fight. And our next fight is going to be Virna Jandiroba taking on Lupita Godinez. Virna Jandiroba, some of the best BJJ in the, I think it's strawweight division. Yeah, it is. Some of the best BJJ in the strawweight division. I'm pretty sure she is a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, her Jiu-Jitsu is nasty. When she gets on top, always looking for a dominant position, trying to transition to dominant positions. Okay striking, it's not great. She is very hittable on the feet. Doesn't really move her head that well. And yeah, I wouldn't say she's the best striker, to be honest, and she does slow down a bit. She doesn't have the best cardio, while Lupita Godinez has really good cardio. But if she does get on top in this matchup, it will be a tough fight for Lupita Godinez, in my opinion. Lupita Godinez, on the other hand, very, very good takedown defense. I'm not even joking. She has some of the best takedown defense I've seen from a woman's fighter. To be honest, women's MMA have some terrible takedown defense. They just get taken down so easily. It's really weird to see. I don't know if it's about like a balance thing or something, but yeah, Lupita Godinez, man, her takedown defense in her last fight against Tabitha Ritchie was unbelievable, man. Her takedown defense, her striking's pretty good as well. Her boxing is pretty good. I like her aggressiveness that she's shown in her past few fights, and I do think that she will be able to win this fight against Virna Jandiroba. But at minus 200, I don't really think that she's safe at minus 200, to be honest, because like I said, if Virna Jandiroba gets on top at any time in this matchup, Lupita Godinez could be in trouble. But I think that Lupita Godinez will be able to stuff the takedowns, will be able to keep this fight on the feet, utilize her crispier boxing on the outside and even in the inside, and win this fight by decision. She has the cardio, the takedown defense, and the boxing to win this fight. So yeah, give me Lupita Godinez by decision in this matchup. Our next one is going to be Bill Algeo taking on Kyle Nelson. Bill Algeo, this guy has very good cardio, you know, karate type base on the outside, wild kicks, very flashy with everything he does, hands are low, nice straight shots down the pipe, good cardio, very, very good submission defense, very hard guy to submit, as we've seen, you know, guys like, who was it, you know, Herbert Burns, for example. Andre Fili had his back in many instances in that fight. And yeah, you know, beat a guy like Joe Anderson Brito, which that win has aged very well. I thought Brito won that fight, but yeah, I don't know. Bill Algeo, you know, a guy like I said, weaponizes cardio, as we've seen against Alexander Hernandez, destroyed the guy as the fight went later on, and yeah, very good shots on the feet with his straight punches, with some of the wild stuff he throws on the feet, and yeah, Kyle Nelson, on the other hand, more of a technical type striker, more of a technical type kickboxer. Guram Kutuladzi's brother here. You know, Kyle Nelson will, you know, have the better kicks, the more technical kicks, if that makes sense. And I think that he has improved his cardio. I don't know if that's getting on the right supplement plan, but, you know, Kyle Nelson has had a, you know, improved the last two performances, winning both of them by decision, which is something he has struggled with in the past. You know, his cardio hasn't really looked the best, but I think that he will struggle against a guy that puts on a pace like Bill Algeo. I think that Bill Algeo is going to be the more active striker, going to have the better cardio, and will put a pace on Kyle Nelson in this fight. You know, Kyle Nelson has been a very good underdog in the past. The underdog against Blake Builder, and an underdog against Padilla. I think he was like a plus 200 underdog against Padilla there. So, you know, very good performance from Kyle Nelson in his last two fights. Definitely showing improvement in the cardio. Like I said, probably on the on a better supplement plan, but yeah, I think that Bill Algeo will be able to land the better strikes, will be able to land more strikes, and win this fight by decision. But I could see Kyle Nelson hurting Bill Algeo many moments in the fight, which could maybe win him rounds, if that makes sense. You know, rock Bill Algeo gets dropped, but he's able to recover really fast. But then the round is obviously went to Kyle Nelson because he had the biggest moment in the round by knocking down Bill Algeo. So I'm going to go with Bill Algeo by decision, because I think that's a bit of a low percentage outcome for that to happen. But I don't mind people betting Kyle Nelson at dog value here. The guy has improved in his last two performances, and yeah, gonna go with Bill Algeo by decision in this matchup. And our next one is Nursulton Roziboev taking on Sedriques Dumas. Nursulton, the biggest fraud you've ever seen in UFC history. Don't care what anyone says. I think this guy's an absolute fraud. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will watch this from Uzbekistan, so sorry, don't roast me. Don't like send death threats or anything, but yeah, I'm not high on your boy, man. I'm really not high on your boy, because this guy is very hittable on the feet. He's literally had rigged fights on the regional scene. If you know anything about BJJ, he's getting Kimuras off his back. He's, you know, literally guys that have no idea what they're doing when they're on top of him. He has the takedown defense of an absolute, I don't even know, dude. You can take this guy down with a gust of wind. And his last fight against Ferreira, man, I honestly think Ferreira wins that fight 9 out of 10 times. I think that Ferreira is able to clip him on the chin most of the times, take this guy down most of the times, and ragdoll him, just beat him however he wants. I think that fight was a bit of a fluke. He caught Bruno Ferreira throwing a kick. You'll look at the shiny record, 33-8. This guy's interesting. Roziboev, you know, you see the V at the end of his name, you're like, this guy's interesting. But trust me, man, go watch the tape on this guy. You'll not be impressed whatsoever. Getting taken down by guys with negative records, not the best striking in my opinion. Okay, his kickboxing is okay, but I think the Sedriques Dumas at plus 225, man. I'm gonna take the stab, man. I think he is the better striker. He's the more technical striker. I think I wouldn't really. If he wanted to go for takedowns, you could take him down, but off his back, like, you know, Nursulton Roziboev is dangerous, even though he is getting rigged fights on the regional scene. But yeah, I think that Sedriques Dumas could be able to stay safe, but it is a bit of a risk to take down a guy like Nursulton Roziboev. I think that Sedriques Dumas has the better power by far. I think he's the better striker. I think he's the more technical striker. So I'm gonna go with Sedriques Dumas at plus 225. I'm gonna bet him. I'm gonna bet him pretty big, and I'm not high on Nursulton Roziboev whatsoever. I'm like his number one hater, to be honest. Like the way he just found that fluky finish against Bruno Ferreira in their matchup. Not impressed whatsoever by Nursulton Roziboev. Go watch his regional tape and you will see why. He's on a win streak, but like I said, he has absolutely rigged fights on the regional scene. So yeah, gonna go with Sedriques Dumas by I'm gonna go KO, man. I'm gonna KO. I think Nursulton Roziboev is very hittable. Leaves his chin out there, and I think that yeah, Sedriques Dumas has the power to hurt a guy like Nursulton Roziboev on the feet and put him away. So Sedriques Dumas by KO round 1 is the official pick. And our next fight is going to be Chidi and Njokuani taking on Rhys McKee. Rhys McKee is literally 20 minutes away from my hometown, so you're going to be saying this is a biased breakdown, but it really isn't, man. Chidi and Njokuani, this guy had a pretty bad last 3 fights. Lost to Robocop after destroying him round 1. Lost to Albert Duraev by split decision. Most people I think thought he won that fight. I bet Albert Duraev, so I'm gonna say Albert Duraev won that fight in my book. I bet Mikhail Lujeshuk to beat Chidi and Njokuani, and he beat Chidi in that fight. So I have a pretty good read on this guy. I think that his cardio is pretty bad. He is very dangerous on the feet. He is very, very dangerous on the feet. Very good kickboxing, very big power on the feet. He is moving down to 170 pounds, which is very, very interesting to me. He will have a major size advantage in this fight. I don't know about the metrics. Now, the metrics, he only has a 2-inch reach advantage coming into this fight. But he'll just be the bigger built guy. He'll have the bigger body mass, and that could be a big factor in this fight. But honestly, we know that this guy doesn't have the best durability. We know that this guy doesn't have the best cardio, so that honestly is probably going to hurt him. In my opinion, moving down to 170 after being KO'd 2 out of his last 3 losses, 3 fights, is a bit of a worrying sign to me. Rhys McKee, on the other hand, this guy weaponizes cardio, weaponizes his toughness, weaponizes his chin, which is a bit of a worrying sign against a guy that punches hard like Chidi and Njokuani. But honestly, I am going to go with Rhys McKee in this fight. I think that Rhys McKee is going to be able to weather the early storm pretty early on here and take over as the fight goes on. That's what he does. That is exactly what he does in basically every single win he's ever had in his entire MMA career. This guy gets hurt early on. This guy gets rocked early on, but he's able to come back, weaponize his toughness, weaponize his heart, weaponize his grit. I'm sounding like one of his coaches mid-quarter here. I think he is able to, weather the early storm here and find the finish in the second or third round here. I think that this guy is very tough. He puts on him. Even in his last fight against Angelusa, he was hurting Angelusa very late on there after getting completely dominated in the first and second round there. So I'm going to go with Rhys McKee by third round TKO in this matchup to weaponize his cardio, weaponize his toughness, weaponize his heart, and striking as well, volume as well he'll have over Chidi in my opinion. So give me Rhys McKee by third round TKO in this matchup. And our next fight is going to be Bruno Silva taking on Chris Weidman. Bruno Silva, very, very big power on the feet, good leg kicks, good kicks overall. And that's really about it, man. He's a bit of just a powerhouse on the feet. Wouldn't say he's great anywhere. To be honest, I think on the ground, he's very, very poor on the ground, man. On the ground, his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he's a black belt somehow. I mean, I don't know who's sounding like him. A black belt, he's been submitted, I think it's like 8 or 9 times out of his 10 losses or something. Let me actually check that. 7 times out of his 10 losses, and his chin has been kind of looking a bit suspect recently after that loss against Alex Pereira. Getting dropped by a guy like Gerald Mearshore. I think though Chris Weidman, man, at plus whatever he is now, plus 275, whatever his odds are, I think he is a bit of a live dog in this fight. I don't know if I'll bet Chris Weidman at 39 years of age here, coming off like an insanely just dangerous leg injury. But yeah, Bruno Silva will have the big power in the feet. I don't like his cardio, man. I think that Chris Weidman's going to be in here for all 3 rounds. I think that he has the durability. His durability has kind of cost him recently in his career, but I think that he has, the toughness, the grit to stay in against a guy like Bruno Silva in this matchup, and I think that potentially he could get on top in the later rounds here. I think it's a good live betting spot for people out there to, if he has a bad first round and you see Bruno Silva going back to his corner, kind of a bit gassed, and Chris Weidman weathers the early storm here, potentially gets on top second and third round and you know, potentially submits Bruno Silva. I'm gonna pick Chris Weidman, man. I'm gonna pick Chris Weidman. People are not gonna like it. People are gonna call me an absolute clown for picking Chris Weidman. 39 years of age, way past his prime, almost 40 in 3 months. So I just don't really like what I'm seeing from Bruno Silva at this stage in his career. I don't know if he's off the supplement plan, whatever he was on before, but maybe he's gonna be back on it with you know, USADA gone. So I don't know, man. Gonna go with Chris Weidman by third round TKO in this, or third round submission in this matchup. I'm not confident whatsoever. It's a dog or pass situation. I'm not gonna be playing like, what is it, minus? Let me actually check the odds real quick. Minus 300 on Bruno. There's just no way I'm letting that, man. I just cannot trust that guy with my money at this stage in his career. So yeah, give me Bruno Silva, or give me Chris Weidman by third round submission. And our next fight is going to be Vicente Luque taking on Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley taking on a big step up in competition here against Vicente Luque in his new welterweight division. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup, and looking forward to it. Vicente Luque coming off that win against RDA, not really that impressive, man. He did look a bit scared to be hit, which is a bit of a worrying sign to me, man. He is facing a guy, an athletic freak, a guy that's built like a refrigerator in Joaquin Buckley here. Vicente Luque, very good on the feet, man. Good leg kicks, usually durable, but after the Jeff Neal fight, I don't know how durable he's going to be, man. He had a blood clot or something in his brain or some shit like that. That's insane, man. So I don't know if this guy is going to be able to take the shots that he was able to in the past, and yeah, I'm not sure, man. I do think that he could win this fight by, you know, leg kicking, by landing the harder shots, going to the body. His Muay Thai is pretty good, but I am going to side with Joaquin Buckley here, man. Joaquin Buckley, I think it's going to be landing the harder shots. I think he'll be able to drop, rock, hurt Luque in this matchup. I think he has the wider variety of strikes as well, the different spinning stuff he throws, the different diversity of kicks he throws. And I just think that he will be landing the harder shots. I think that Joaquin Buckley has a bit of a chin issue. I wouldn't say it's major, but he has been hurt before. His four losses coming by KO. So you know, he does have a bit of a chin issue, but I wouldn't say it's a major chin issue, man. He got head kicked and then got hurt badly by Chris Curtis, which is a bit of a not a great sign. But you know, I think that Joaquin Buckley has the minute winning ability to win this fight. I think he has the power advantage in this fight. I think he'll be the more durable athlete coming into this fight, in my opinion. Yes, like I said, he has been chinned a few times, but I just cannot trust Vicente Luque after that last performance. You know, him even saying he was scared to be hit in that fight. So yeah, he's taking on a big power puncher in Joaquin Buckley in this matchup, and I do like Joaquin Buckley at dog value in this fight. So yeah, give me Joaquin Buckley by second round TKO in this matchup. And on to the main event of the evening, we have Erin Blanchfield, oh my gosh, and then taking on Manon Fiorot in the flyweight division. #1 contender fight here, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting matchup here. Erin Blanchfield on an absolute unbelievable streak. The way she's been looking in her last few fights. Looked really good against Talia Santos, looked really good against Jessica Andrade, dominated Molly McCann. I mean, that's not hard. You know, beat JJ Aldridge. Not the greatest performance there, but it was decent. She has just been improving. You know, every single fight she improves, and that's no surprise. Only 24 years of age, coming 25 in 2 months, and she'll have the youth advantage here. She'll have the grappling edge by far. The grappling isn't even going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. I think her cardio is going to be better in this matchup. I think her cardio she'll be able to weaponize in this matchup. It's a 5-round fight. Her striking also, I don't think she'll be able to win the striking exchanges. I think that she will be outmatched in the striking exchanges, and she will be outsized. Manon Fiorot is built like an absolute dude in there. I mean, she is huge for the 125 division. I wonder how much weight she's cutting. 20 pounds probably, and that's a lot of weight, man, for a woman. So yeah, maybe 25 pounds I'm probably saying she's probably cutting throughout her training camp, and then other stuff like that. So yeah, you know, Manon Fiorot will have the size advantage coming into this fight, but I don't think her cardio is very good. And I also I think that she's a bit overrated on the feet. I do think she will be able to win the striking exchanges on the feet early on, and I potentially do think it could be a good live betting spot for Erin Blanchfield, because I think that Manon Fiorot could win the early rounds here, win the first and second round, but I do think she does so down. I think that Erin Blanchfield will show a massive grappling advantage in this fight. I think the levels between these two in the grappling is going to be night and day difference, and I think that Erin Blanchfield will be able to find a submission in the later rounds. 4th round submission. I just think when she gets on top, I think that Manon Fiorot, when she's tired, will have no idea what to do when Erin Blanchfield is going to be on top. Very high level black belt, very high level grappler, one of the best grapplers in women's MMA right now for sure. So gonna go with Erin Blanchfield by submission round 4. So there you guys have it. There were all my predictions and breakdowns for UFC Vegas, or UFC Atlantic City. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Almost at 1k subs, so yeah guys, we're on a hot streak with our betting. We lost 2.1 units, but we're up on all the moneyline bets. I give out other bets than just my moneyline bets, the UFC stats on Bet365. So yeah, stay tuned for more bets. Twitter, Sicky MMA. I post all my bets throughout the week so you can get the best line movement. But yeah guys, I will see you in the next one for my best bets video on Friday. See you guys there. Have a good day. Peace.